We learned yesterday that two activists who were originally facing charges for destroying a police cruiser Saturday during the unrest have had those charges dropped.
But why and how did this happen? News Channel 5's Chris Davis has new details. Chris?
Well, Rory, Metro Police are actually able to obtain some video that someone shot on their phone Saturday. And what they saw on that video is what urged them to actually file those initial charges. But it was actually the same video that also made the group to decide to eventually drop the charges. This is the video shot by someone in the crowd and obtained by Metro Police that a South Precinct detective used to issue charges against Justin Jones and Janisha Harris for felony aggravated rioting.
Mr. Jones did not commit any sort of vandalism, and he wasn't inciting any sort of aggravated rioting.
Nick Leonardo, Jones's attorney, doesn't dispute his client was up on the cruiser.
Even though that might not have been, the best idea at that particular time, the question becomes was a crime committed? Was there some sort of vandalism? Was this vehicle used to incite any sort of riot?
Those initial charges were issued Wednesday, but by Thursday afternoon, at the urging of Leonardo, District Attorney General Glenn Funk decided he wanted another look. So Funk met up with Metro Police leadership, reviewed the video again, and the group decided to drop the charges.
And it was essentially clear that the destruction to the Metropolitan Police vehicle had occurred after Mr. Jones was present there.
Metro Police spokesperson Don Aaron says their detective acted in good faith. Leonardo calls the initial charges a rush to judgment, but is happy with the eventual outcome.
Justice prevailed in that instance yesterday, but we also have to ensure that justice is going to continue to prevail for the other 99% of the people out there that may not have access to a lawyer.
But the ordeal has put Police Chief Steve Anderson on the hot seat. Several activists and even a few Metro Council members have now called for his resignation. Don Aaron says Anderson did not play a role in the charges being filed or rescinded. Leonardo says he hasn't spoken to his client about his views on Chief Anderson, but added this.
I think we definitely have an above average police department. But right now in America, I think all police chiefs are subject to the whims of their local bodies and the request to be fired if these sort of injustices, worse or less, come to the forefront.
Now on Twitter, Janisha Harris is actually claiming that those warrants were served to her through SWAT members. But we checked with spokesperson Don Aaron, and he is saying emphatically that no member of Metro Police, either in SWAT gear or in a regular patrol vehicle, actually served warrants to either of the activists. Now, we do know that Jones actually offered to surrender himself to police, but the charges were already dropped by the time that would have come into play. Live at City Hall, Chris Davis, News Channel 5.